All right, welcome back to There's an Evil Dog.
Bird's favorite game. I never want to play another game until we're done with this one, and I'm not even joking. Like I live for this novel. It's so fun.
It goes places. They are making an Escape Simulator 2.
Oh,
so we'll get dragged back at some point. I wonder if we can get people to come with us this time.
Oh man. No, I talk about this VN like all the time. It's fascinating. I love it. I truly do. I'm critical as hell of it the whole fucking time, but like I really have wrapped around to deeply enjoying this story.
I'm fascinated by the fact that I gave Bird brain rot for a visual novel.
So don't hold me to this, but I am debating just doing this for a while and like recording it and just like reading visual novels and then doing a play-by-play, like, I don't know, critique on it or something like that. Like it's just like so enriching to me. Like, it just unlocked something.
Well, great news. It's the primary show I'm always trying to do because it gets more viewership than literally any other game I play is these guys.
I will walk with you kind of like Jesus. I will be your footsteps in the sand on this. It's fun. Oh my God. It's like such
next one's probably gonna have a butthole in it though.
Activity.
At least. As a next one's probably gonna have a butthole in it though, at least.
That's fine. I mean, I'm ready, man. I'm so ready. It's like, for one, it's like, you know, it's entertaining because you're reading something that's entertainment, right? Like you're engaging with entertaining media. So it's like already got that going for it. But then like, I like writing. I just have forgotten that fact about myself for a really, really, really long time. So this like scratches an itch that I forgot was there since like for 25 years. Like, I mean, I was writing fan fiction when I was like, oh God, 10, 9, like stuff like that, you know? And I was writing original fiction by the time I was probably 12 or 13. That's when I was trying to put together a web comic and like stuff like that, you know? And so that's when I started trying to learn how to draw, was because I wanted to start a webcomic when I was, well, I'm starting to wax poetic here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
it's
full
cool
on,
stuff.
You're having a moment.
Oh,
that's the furry effect, though, is that it's just an entire it's an entire community that's just built entirely around art. So it's just people who just do stuff, and at some point you just see people making stuff, and you realize, wait, I could just make stuff, and then you start making stuff.
God,
and we all
that's
take turns making stuff that's kind of bad, but we're making it.
Yeah, you know, because I was writing webcomics, or I was trying to make a webcomic, and I was collaborating, getting feedback from, like furries. Like that was actually the phase in my life where I was most deeply integrated with the furry community, I guess until recently, but I'm not too sure what my level of 6 degrees of separation I truly have or not. But like, yeah, that was it. Like that was kind of when I was creatively inspired. And like, once again, I think it's thanks to furries. I mean, God, I've said it before. The furry community is unbelievably creative and inspirational.
And furries just make you want to make stuff.
It's taking me back.
I swear. I think we were only like 6 hours into Echo or something, like up to like maybe like the route split or something. And I was already like, oh, it's going to be there's like a clock ticking down to when I'm going to make a visual novel, isn't there? Like I'm immediately thinking about the stuff. And I remember I'd be on like trips to LA and stuff like that. And I'd be driving and brainstorming, and I'd be like workshopping an entire like horror comic scenario and different rules about how like the forest it takes place it should work and what kind of stuff's on the table. And in particular, I started getting like meta with it, like what kind of weird shit can you do with the choices and false choices, or like vaguely like fourth wall undertale-y, like fuck with you kind of interface choices and things, and what can you say with the what kind of storytelling can you do with the choice dialogue box that's not just you picking choices like in BioWare. And then I went on to see the same ideas I had play out in Echo over the course of the next few months because we're playing it so slowly as a Let's Play. Then I'm like, oh fuck!
And that must have felt so awesome.
It's surreal to see like the exact ideas I had in many cases play out. And I'm like, what the fuck? No,
but I
need new ideas.
When I experience or see something like that, I always feel very validated. Like, holy shit, this does work. Like other people have demonstrated that this works.
Yeah.
And like, the current visual novel that I'm working on, it basically has become every creative idea I have ever started to smash together into one like omni story, which is almost universally a terrible fucking idea. But my feeling on it is that I may not ever make a second one. Like this may be the only thing I ever do. So I'm just going to do it like a big swan song almost, just
the big commit.
See what the hell happens. Like I'm intentionally doing like something that is widely recognized to be a pretty bad idea, is to make your first story like an omni, like an everything story. But it's kind of,
you want to start small and segment things off and like, genre exists for a reason.
It's weird. It's becoming like this gallery it's like a slideshow to me of everything. Like just kind of like, wow, it's all here. Let's just play the visual novel. It's probably been like 10 minutes of me just.
It's like 7 minutes. Okay. That's nothing.
We can podcast this at some point. I can just blabber on. I call Ladybird, when I get on this tangent, I call it my storytelling rants. And she's like, they're not rants. They're very interesting. Please keep talking. And I'm like, no, I'm too self-conscious to talk. I hit a wall after a little bit where I'm like, oh shit, shut up.
No, I just commit. I just annoy people.
Yeah.
Also,
I'd love to do a podcast
compared to the old
this,
Andrew and Stephanie days. All of the new ones are much less tangent prone by comparison, and that probably is to their expense, honestly. The other playthroughs.
Are you talking about like our playthroughs, or?
Well, because I'm doing this with you, and I have separately. There's a Toaster, and then I'm doing one with Perp and Jericho, and then I've also done some with Jeremy from Interbeats Recording. And with this one, I have tried to be a lot more focused on just the story and sticking with it, while also like trying not to interrupt it very much. Like I do make an effort to let some thoughts like pass by me because I just don't want to slow things down, and I just am like, we'll just let a couple of slides go, even if I could be responding to them, because I don't know, it's just this rules. Just on the topic
Thank
of all
you
the
so
stuff,
much
like if
for
you want to
letting me do this stuff.
Yeah. Just on the topic for people watching, if anyone wants to make furry visual novels, like I just hopped on November and made one in November. Captain Nico is hosting one called Love and Affection or something in February, and then there's gonna be May Wolf again in May. That's one every 3 months. There's not there's not yet a what's the next 3 month? There's not yet an August one, but there's then November again in November. So like we might hit the point where there's quarterly game jams. You can just sign up and get involved in one of these projects and like be doing art or writing or something for one of these projects just for a month. And you it does feel really cool to like come out the other end having made something and have that kind of like those kind of markers for like your year in your life and stuff like that of like these projects. Is like you feel better having done something like that than having not done something like that.
And you don't have to be like me, where I pulled up my Excel spreadsheet, which is one of many, many tools that I have for my story writing right now. Just the outlining and planning. I have 188 columns. Oh, sorry. God, that would be insane. I have 188 rows. And in Excel, I am up to BQ for columns. So you don't have to do this. Don't do this to yourself. I'm going fucking crazy. It's not that hard. You can just like dive in and it's fine. But I'm trying to like make a monument to my life, apparently. So What's up, Kamish? Oh, that's me. I'm Kamish. Oh, I've been waiting for you to start. All right. Here we go. Alex.
Now it's been 10 minutes.
Great.
Zander. I don't look at him.
Patented Zander technique. He's 5 feet in front of you.
I don't understand Zander. Like, I know that he's prone to not acknowledging or interacting with people a lot. But this is the guy you never see who specifically is you're the person you're trying to like reason with to stop ruining your life. I don't think you like shrug off this encounter and try to avoid it. Like, it's shocking that he's suddenly here, but like surely you're gonna try to like what the fuck?
So my feeling about the commissioner, just as a is integrated into the story, is that if Zander doesn't seem to really care about the mystery or the commissioner or anything like this, then neither do I. So seeing him come back is like, oh, okay, well, we'll see where this goes. But I currently am having no reaction to this, like, emotionally.
There is a bit of a thing that, like, much like I talked about before, like, he was shrouded in shadow, but then they don't, like, really make his face, like, a reveal much. It's, like, it's understated when it arrives. The visuals don't, like, sell his reveal. It is noteworthy that, like, Alexander just doesn't think about him all that much.
Nobody does. That's weird, too. Like, Bruce or Redline, like, all of them acknowledge that it's weird, but they don't take any agency to actually, like, unravel things.
Like, which Zander hasn't directed much malice at him. He's like, they're always thinking about this place and what this place is like, but they surprisingly almost never think about the actual commissioner directly.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that if they did do that, the story would, A, it would be super different, and B, it would be probably a lot more focused and like a lot like straightforward. I don't know, because this would be a great like through line. You know, it's like Bruce is your Darth Vader, and Commissioner is the is Emperor Palpatine. I forget the actual terms for that, but it's like antagonist and deuteragonist or something. And so that setup was there, but it didn't end up happening. But maybe this is it. You know, let's see where this goes. I think it's time you and I have a talk about your performance.
My performance? I wait for him to talk, but he only glares at me. The commissioner is standing between me and the keypad, so I can't start the elevator. It looks like I'm stuck here.
It's time we talk about your performance. Any minute now. What? Why do you think I'm mad at you? You should know what I don't like about your performance.
What does he want?
Is there anything you'd like to say?
I'm wondering why he's meeting us here, because, like, his whole position is that he can just summon us. Him showing up here almost feels like he's trying to fly under the radar, but, like, why? Like, who?
You know what? I don't care. At least it's
who would he hide his behaviors from? And also, what if Zander got KO'd? Then, like, this would just be technically he did get KO'd a little bit, but there's a bad track record for the idea there's even someone to talk to at the end of these matches.
I mean, I'll forgive it because it's a lot more fast paced than summoning. And also it is a little bit more dramatic, even if it's like you have to kind of suspend your.
Well, yeah, there's like, a little moment of like, what's Bruce looking at, and so on.
Yeah. So this is more impactful, even if it's a little bit silly.
He says we have to talk, then asks me to start. Not really.
Looks away. Everyone's awkward in this story. Very well. If you have nothing to say for yourself, then I'll start. You're slacking, Alexander. FANG prides itself on real fights. Real men pitted against each other in a genuine battle for dominance. When you enter that arena, you are expected to fight.
There's a string of silence. I guess it's my turn. Okay.
What you did just now in that arena, Alex, do you think that was a fight?
Yes.
Don't lie to me, Alex.
Alex. Alex. Alex. It's like a blade piercing the back of my head. It's such a weird thing with his name that he never says it.
Fuck it. I'll let him be emotional about it. I'm becoming so forgiving.
Yeah. No, this is we're getting a hint here of why this guy's kids all have anxiety attacks all the time. Like the way that he's acting like right now.
Yeah. Yeah. What I just saw was two girls playing a game of tag on the playground. You might as well be putting on a play, to use a second metaphor. Alex, look at me when I'm talking to you.
My pulse freezes. You sound too much like him.
I was gonna say, okay, that's good.
My eyes drag across the room, meeting his stare.
You aren't working hard enough. Neither one of you are taking this seriously, and it's giving the rest of the league a bad look. He's looking at the commissioner's looking away. It's a little odd.
It's a little iffy.
You think he'd be drilling into him.
I'm wondering if he listened. I wonder if he's just actually like this, which checks out with Red's family being the way it is, or if he knows about the conversation with Drayden and surveilled that and is using it against him on purpose. But it's specifically like the
I don't know. I hope
like,
it's the second one.
It feels like the fear, like when he would go home to his family and stuff like that, and they were he was never enough for them and didn't know why, and so why he was like always freezing and panicking.
Yeah. No, make it both, man. The first one is like an internal motivation. The second one is how he acts on it. Like, yeah. I don't know what little game you and Bruce have going on, but it ends now. The next fight you two have, I expect you both to fight to your full potential.
I can't keep looking at him, but if I look away, he might kill me.
Okay. Yeah. You know, he probably thinks that, actually. He probably is so wound up and anxious. Like, seriously, he
just pulls out the exploding heart technique just like that.
No, what I'm saying is I think that makes sense with Zander's internal anxiety to, like, jump to that level of fear. Am I understood?
Yes.
Tell me what's going to change.
Fuck you. I'm going to work harder.
And
he looks at me like I'm withholding information. What more do you need? And I'll fight harder?
Then make it happen.
The commissioner presses his thumb to the keypad, and the elevator starts to rise. He turns away from me. For a few seconds there's silence, then he speaks.
Perhaps if you spent less time goofing off with your colleagues, you might actually be able to win a fight. No.
That's what's keeping me from winning a fight? I have one fucking friend here, and he got a promotion.
I have one friend. His name is Drayden.
I could kill you. I could strangle you right now. I'm a fighter.
I don't know.
You're a stuffy old piece of shit in a suit. Yeah, no, he is bursting out of that suit. He's also probably bigger than you. Yeah. Because everyone is. Can't fucking breathe down here. The walls are closing in. The air feels like needles stabbing, tearing, pulling out every strand of fur I have. It's hot and cold and fuzzy, and I can't fucking breathe. Fuck you. The doors slide open and the old fuck walks out.
What? I thought you pressed the... Oh, okay, whatever. I'm expecting good things from you, Alex. This is your final warning.
It's like a button pressing thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Christian pressed the button to get the elevator started early in the thought process.
Oh, okay, whatever. Slow-ass elevator.
A beat of silence and he disappears behind the doors again. I start to rise in my cage. Wait for a second. Make sure he can't hear you. If you act too quickly, he'll find out and come back. Okay. Fuck this. What the fuck do you mean I'm not working hard enough? I'm sweating my ass off every fucking day. How could I be working even more? And for what? To beat Bruce? How can he expect me to do that? Am I just not trying? Am I doing something wrong? I don't get it. It feels like the room is spinning. My legs are starting to give out. I need to sit down.
This is great. You know, this shows the potential of the commissioner and what he could have brought to the storyline. This is great. This is just great stuff.
The doors slide open and I stumble out, nearly face-planting into Bucky, who catches me quick.
Antagonist. Am I right? Here's my superstar. How's... Whoa, Zen, buddy. Are you okay?
No. I don't even think about it. Bucky doesn't need to know about all that, but I'll tell him anyway.
Is it the fight? Let's get you to the med bay. Drayden.
I need to talk.
Well, we can talk, but you did get choked out, so... Med bay?
His thick arm drapes over my shoulder, then slides down under my arm to support me.
Can you walk?
I think so. We make our way to the medbay room, and Bucky swings the door open.
There's the man of the hour. See what this little monster did to my face, Doc?
So patronizing sounding. Who's a good boy? Wow.
It is...
Gold star.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this
rough,
right here on the fridge.
This is Bruce's attempt at genuinely being complimenting. I love it. I love it.
Oh my god. He points to his snout, mine mid-bandaging, smiling wide. Drayden grunts in frustration.
Easy, Bruce. I don't want the wound opening up again. We still might need an x-ray to make sure nothing's broken. I'm fine, Doc. It's just a nosebleed. Noses don't bleed for no reason. Zander could have done some damage.
Bones are weird, Bruce.
Noses are weird too. Would you believe me if I said it was just allergies? Plus, come on, I don't know if he's...
They both notice something about the way I look. Maybe it's the way Bucky's holding me.
Shit, I knew something was up. What did he say?
I don't think we've seen that face before.
Nervous like that? Yeah.
Bruce looks
okay,
upset.
then I was too casual. Yeah. Shit, I knew something was up. What did he say? How? The commish. He was waiting in the elevator for Zan, and then they were late coming back up. So, something must have gone down.
How did you know that?
I don't know.
I'm just like, they're on opposite sides of an arena, so the elevators come out facing opposite directions in a big building. Why would he notice that Bruce was late coming up the elevator if no one was there with him besides... Like, he wasn't there when he came out. So I'm like, what? Bruce shouldn't have the information. He should have the first half of the information, but not the second half.
Yeah. The key unlocks more than doors. It unlocks the vision of the future. I don't fucking know. What happened? Give him a minute. Sit down, Zander.
I feel numb. The talk, or rather, the lecture from the commissioner left me feeling vacant, angry, and hollow. He wanted to talk about my performance.
Yeah, you're training like a champ. What more is there to say?
He said I wasn't working hard enough.
What?
Never seen that face either. Extremely angry Bucky.
The fuck does he know? Everything. He doesn't know what you've been doing in those classes. He doesn't even read the damn reports we send.
I don't know. I guess it's not enough. He said that he doesn't want us goofing off in the arena again.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means you can't go easy on me anymore.
I can't.
His fists are clenched, muscles tensed and shaking. I can feel my heart beating into me, too.
How about we all just take a moment? Yeah, let's not get too far away from our objective here. What the fuck is he supposed to do then?
Bruce turns sharp to look at Bucky.
Expect him to put me out? I'm not exactly an easy fight, coach. Easy. And even if I went easy on him, now the old man's saying he's gonna get sacked anyways? What the fuck is our objective here?
I flinch when he yells. Bruce takes notice and steps back, turning away.
All I'm trying to say is, fuck, I don't know.
Everyone's quiet for a second. I'm sorry.
Come on, Zander. You know this is nothing you need to apologize for.
I mean, obviously I'm not working hard enough.
Bullshit. Yeah, I don't even think you believe that yourself.
I mean, of course I don't. I'm so fucking tired. I close my eyes, and for a second they refuse to open. Tears well up at the edges, and I let out a shaky breath. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I did what he told me to do, and now I'm still in trouble.
Zander.
I don't know what he wants me to do.
He wants you to beat Bruce.
But I can't. I'm full on sobbing at this point. I don't care anymore, I've reached my breaking point. I can't do it.
Zine.
Look at him. Look at me. I guess I'm pretty loud now. Bruce is standing over me, all three of them surrounding the bed. I'm supposed to beat him, or just... Bucky pulls me into his chest and I cry. I'm so sick of this. He wants me to beat Bruce, beat him for real. That's not possible. That will never be possible. And if he doesn't want that, then he wants Bruce to beat me, genuinely. I hate that he has to think it over. Or maybe he's not even thinking about it.
Oh. We'll make it work.
What, you tank a few hits then break my jaw? We can't fake this shit anymore.
It'll work.
How are we supposed to make it seem real?
Let me fucking think for a sec.
Bruce slams his fist into a wall on that word. Both Bucky and Drayden to turn to him.
Mm-hmm.
He stands there in his shame, peeling drywall off his trembling hand before storming off out of the office.
Excuse me. Redline rips off his Bruce costume. Fucking awesome. Oh man,
that's so fucking absurd.
Okay, so you would have wanted to slide Drayden over and then Redline enters in from the right, yeah? Like, I don't know, you're the person who probably knows how this stuff works a little bit more intuitively than I do.
I'd probably have... Honestly, I'd just have this line play without Redline showing up yet, then have him show up after you clear this line in the same spot.
Okay, that's pretty intuitive too.
Because you see him leave as you're expecting to from the line, and then you read this, and which reveals Redline is here, and then you show Redline. That said, I feel like in my next visual novel, I'm going to contrive to have a character disappear to reveal somebody behind them on purpose.
It is very funny.
I feel like I'm going to write a scene around something like that because it's quite a wild thing to do that, and maybe not funny. Maybe you could. It's also because everything that's funny is also horror in this different context. Mm-hmm. You could very much have a moment of have somebody move to reveal the thing behind them, kind of scenes. which would be wild.
I may not be able to beat you, but Redline, but he can. And it's a smaller man.
Uh-huh. He leaves. He nearly checks Redline with the shoulder, who's on his way in. Yikes, what's up? Everything okay? I wipe my eyes and sniffle. Deep breaths. Drayden's patting my back. Bucky and I help relay all the information about the commissioner. Red looks uncomfortable. That's horrible. I don't know what he's thinking. Red rubs his arms awkwardly, then comes in for a hug. I accept. I'm getting tired, Red. I don't know what to do anymore. It'll be okay. I'm sure we can get this figured out. I can sit down and help you guys come up with something. Maybe. But don't you have a fight coming up this week? I don't want to distract you from that. I can still help. You have enough to deal with.
The end is right, Red. I want to make sure you're focused up, alright?
Yeah, sure. There's an awkward beat of silence, and Drayden breathes out.
If I could... How are you feeling, Zander? You just got choked out, and all this stress probably isn't helping.
Right.
I think a good night of sleep would be helpful. It's been a busy day, and solutions aren't going to come when we're all this anxious. Yeah, probably a good idea. Are you going to be okay tonight, Zane?
Deep breaths, in and out. I guess so. Redline's paws cup mine gently. He's doing the thing with his hands again. It's much easier to calm down like this. Thank you. Bucky nudges Drayden, and he smiles. The two of them make their way to the door.
Redline, make sure you two don't stay up too late.
I'll try to make sure he gets to bed on time.
Attaboy.
The door closes behind them, and I'm alone with Redline, who immediately wraps his arms around me, nuzzling against my chest.
Give us art. Give us the art.
Draw them. Red. I was worried about you. My hand traces against his head, petting between his ears. I'm sure Bruce will go easy on me. Nah, I was worried about you beating the shit out of him. We chuckle quietly, my hands reaching down to his back. It'll be alright. How's the, new life? In Tier 2 and everything. He sighs, rubbing his face against my abs. I feel kind of bad. I haven't even had time to shower or change out of the fight gear yet. He also just keeps going lower. He went from chest to abs already. Like he's just sinking down, Zander. It sucks. Everyone on the floor is a jerk. My room's a mess for some reason. Also, I'm like nuzzling into your sweaty abs and I'm blushing for some reason. That's weird. I can't help but laugh at that, and he laughs in response before hugging me even tighter. I miss having you around. How?
That was a weird way to write "we laugh together" too.
Yeah.
I laugh and he responds by laughing.
I'm just like...
Anyway.
They didn't really have positive experiences as roommates. And the rest of what they have, they can just still do, because they're just at the same facility.
You know, the way that this makes sense and is very horrifying is that maybe Redline's interactions with everybody other than Bruce and Zander was worse.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, this is great. He didn't even swing at me.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I was saying to you in a DM a while ago, is that like there's a lot of codependence in this relationship, and I could totally see that being something that Redline would, if he was in that situation where everyone else treats him worse than Zander, that he would like rationalize it out of like a desperation thing of like, this person treats me the least shit, therefore he must like me.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen more of Zander and his friends and whatever falling out they had. Or
Zander doesn't have friends.
Or whatever, or sorry, Redline. and like whatever shift they had in their dynamic, because we just kind of hear he has friends for a while, and then eventually we hear that he doesn't have friends anymore. And like,
if I had to guess, people are bullying him for being like what am I trying to say? Submissive to like pretty much everybody, and like, you know, I think that they're like bullying that now.
Which is a little odd because nothing changed there.
Yeah, exactly. It's implied that he's kind of always been.
Like I'm not
way with everybody.
I'm not sure what changed about Zander's dynamic that would lead to his. I'm trying to remember if it came up, because it was timed in a way where it probably was in response to a specific thing, but I'm not sure if I remember it. And part of the thing is like, sometimes it's on us to not remember things, but it's also like, it can be a bit on the story to not like cement things, like actually make them land. And it's like the struggle with the friends is that we don't see them and
Zander doesn't even know their names.
Yeah, Zander doesn't know their names. Zander's only encounter with them is that one of them's mad at him for getting their internet deleted. Did they stop hanging out for them because of that? Like, I don't. It's just having that dynamic change, but not having really experienced any part of the process makes it hard to accept it in the story, basically. Well. I pull my arms behind him, folding forward slightly in an awkward hug. I don't know how you hug someone once they're down to your abs. You just kind of like pat them on the back. Good boy.
That's what makes it awkward.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere. I'm literally in prison. Figuratively, literally in prison. I don't know how long it's been. Didn't even realize I was falling asleep. And I don't know why Redline's still here. How it happens. The medbay beds are the same size as the ones in the room, so fitting 2 people in one is challenging. Hello.
There it is. It wasn't what we wanted, but it's close enough.
Just suddenly sharing a bed. Got it. In the medbay, under the covers. Interesting. It's also like, that's a huge medbay bed. It's like it looks like it's probably like the.
I mean, it has to accommodate like Bruce-sized people, maybe.
Yeah.
If I had to guess that.
It looks like like the queen-size beds you have in hotel rooms, basically. Yeah. Also, this is drawn by Horror Buns.
Hi.
I instantly recognize his art. That person's kicked
my ass in fighting games.
Yes, Horror Buns is terrifying as Blanca, and also every other character that has buttons. But mostly Blanca, because when he's playing Blanca, you also can't tell what's happening. Sincerely, cartoon character. Like, what the fuck? What do you high level Blanca? You're like, I don't even know what's happening. Other characters punch. This character is just kind of, he's a DVD screensaver that's electrocuted. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
It was very funny because I practiced Blanca trying to be ready for the tournament, and then my opening match was against him, and I'm like, I didn't even know he could do this stuff, and he's the same character that I've been trying to learn. I genuinely didn't know what's happening.
That's funny.
Yeah. I wonder if this was when his game came out, and then he got in contact with the creator of this game over the fact that his game came out or something. Because there's
Can you clarify what you mean by this game? It said it like 3 times.
As it was at his game. I think Horror Buns' game, Clawstar Wrestling, might have just come out. And that's why there's a reference to it in a few scenes ago, and then suddenly there's Horror Buns art suddenly. I'm like, I bet they met over his game coming out. Maybe.
So he was freed up to take a commission from
his game. Came out in like, I think November 2022.
Okay, pretty recent.
A bit ago. Yeah. The Redline's about my size, so it's not too bad. It makes for a surprisingly comfortable bed partner. He's warm and he's soft and he smells good. After a shower, at least. Have you showered? Or did you just go back in bed under the covers? And that's what I needed after tonight. Something soft, something warm, someone I care about a lot. He's so good to me. My life down here has been bad, and he tried to make it better. He worked so hard for me. I never listened. I never tried.
Please stop telling us that. We
were so aware. We were excruciatingly aware for a long time.
God.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He's next to me. Quiet huffs of air steaming from his nose. It's weird seeing him so silent. Feels like I'm watching something I shouldn't be. You've slept in the same room as him
every time.
For months. I don't know if I love him or not, but I know right now that I want him close to me. You could start by having some normal conversations with him that are affectionate in nature instead of standoffish, if you want to figure out if you love each other or not.
No.
My arms entangle themselves around his body, and in reaction, he turns over to face me. Our noses are an inch away, maybe less. His breath kind of smells, but I can let that slide. Especially when I get to see his face like this. I never want to forget this moment. I want to kiss him, but I shouldn't. That's not how I want it to be. I don't want to steal it from him. I've already taken so much. I don't even know if he wants it. But for now, I'll settle for this. This moment. This bed. This life. If it means I can keep looking at him, then I'll do what it takes to stay here. The thought of fighting Bruce makes me feel sick. Not out of fear or anger anymore, just that familiar feeling of being watched, being analyzed. Nothing I do will be good enough for the commissioner. I guess it's a running theme for me, huh? Sorry, just laughing at the idea of him saying that it's the running theme when he's talking about the theme. Of the actual theme of the game. So it's like, no, yeah, it's a running theme. That's a phrase you could use about the theme.
It's a running theme that he remains undefeated by me.
Bruce and I will figure something out. We don't have much of a choice. We'll have to come up with something soon. I don't know what else there is to figure out. He's just got to beat you up, like.
Just do it. Stop talking about it.
More really.
Fucking get to doing it. Go to sleep and then
he's just got to go back to punching your gut until you pass the fuck out, like in the third match.
Oh.
The ones where he doesn't cause damage that takes weeks to recover, but he does fucking delete you.
No, work out a system with him based off of which do a rotation of which organ is okay to damage, and just that gives you time. Yeah,
like an operation.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Sure I'm sure he's a gentle lover. The kidneys this week, huh? And for now, I should rest. Redline settles back into place, rolling over again. He's smiling. I rest my snout against the nape of his neck and let his fur guide me to my sleep. Good night, Red. I hope your dream is good. I once watched Horrorbun's stream drawing a commission that I paid for. And we got to the part where it's time to do shading and stuff. Like when it was time to do the highlight, he just took the fucking soft spray tool and just went bzzz across like one side of my character and then just moved on. And I'm like, what?
It's pretty amazing when you have experience, like what you can just do so quickly.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because I'm looking at like the soft streak along the back of Redline, and I'm like, fucker did that in 2 seconds, didn't he? Because he knows exactly where to do it, so it works. Because I'll sit there and I'll try to recreate the effect with the same tool for like 20 minutes. I'm like, no, it looks wrong. It's always wrong.
Yeah, I know that struggle, and I have no idea how to bridge that gap. Like,
it's wild.
I watch tutorials, and it's like, okay, it looks a little bit better, but I still don't understand how it worked. And then when I try to do it again the next day, it doesn't work.
Yeah. He did a good job selling that these are like short stack characters that have like, they'd have like huge arms, but they'd be like little guys.
Yeah.
There's like a ratio here that like seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Dude. This is the funny music. That means this is going to be a funny scene. Yeah, so it took some convincing, but we finally managed to get you up on stage.
Took you long enough. What did you What did he play?
Keyboard? That actually makes sense.
I always saw you as a bass man. And I was on drums? Oh, he's talking about his dream. Okay.
Yeah. Big mean brute like you, of course. Anyways, we're about to start playing, and one of the stage lights goes out. I was getting all pumped, and I looked up, and the light went out. That went out was falling. I couldn't move fast enough, but Bruce dove in and pushed me out of the way right before it landed on me.
You're welcome.
Taking credit for that, too. My hero.
And Zander, you were there just watching in my dream. Bruce was saving me.
You were somehow crushed by the light. He reaches over and hugs Bruce, the dino flexing his massive bicep with a cheesy grin.
Don't sweat it, kid. I'll put it on your tab.
I don't have a tab.
What? First I graciously appear in your dream, and then I save you from a falling amp or whatever? And we managed to win the first prize at the talent show? I was expecting a cut of the cash at the very least.
I told you we need to save that money to save the rec center. There's nothing I couldn't cut for you. It's an 80s movie.
I hate that. That's funny.
It's every 80s movie. Oh no, big bad man Jenkins wants to pave the rec center.
I'll just kick the mayor's ass. Easy as pie.
We have to win this donut making competition. It's all on the line. Remember when society used to care about rec centers?
Remember when society had places that weren't offices or house?
That's the real reason that plot device is gone. It's because there's no third places in the world anymore. They're gone.
So fucking right.
They've all been turned into
malls.
They've all been replaced by ghost kitchens for DoorDash. DoorDash.
Cut this entire fucking page. This is ridiculous to read, these two sentences.
Red was spending breakfast regaling his dream from last night to us. Apparently he had to form a band to save a rec center from some disgruntled old mayor. Yeah, that's unnecessary. There's a lack of confidence in detailing that after you just had that happen in the scene. Like, no one's going to be able to figure out that...
show and tell.
Yeah, like, no one's going to be able to figure out that that was a dream based on the fact that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Here in reality, Bruce decided to join us for breakfast. For once, he didn't even drag his friend group over to sit next to us. He's here on his own. It's pretty refreshing to be able to sit and chat unbothered by some random assholes.
Kinda sucks you had me on drums, though. Typecasting hurts us all.
Don't blame me. Dream Bruce wasn't natural. I bet he did one of those cool stick twirly things.
Actually, that sounds badass.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. Especially since I'm not in the story.
Maybe you can play... Yeah. Maybe you can play drums with me. Wait.
You can't have everyone play drums or you'll be like that band that has 2 drummers.
The Blue Man Group.
What? No.
3 drum sets would probably kick ass. I'm pretty sure I've seen videos of a bunch of people slamming drums together.
That's not going to win us first prize in the talent contest. Maybe we can all do vocals and guitar instead. I could try to bang out the tunes on the keyboard if you want to swap.
Why don't I get to swap?
Because you get to do the twirly stick things. Ah, now I can't stop thinking about learning how to twirl drumsticks. Any shot we can get some mail down here? Yes, you can, with all of your money. Good morning, all. I'm excited to announce the next set of fights. These will be taking place next weekend. We all stop what we're doing. Another set of fights already? Theodore lists off a number of fighters, 10 fights in total.
So 20. That's the number.
So it's not just an emergency roster change. This is a whole card. And finally, we have another challenge for the heavyweight championship. Bruce will be facing off against Alexander. Our fight was just last night, and we have another one scheduled in 2 weeks.
Bruce
and I share a look, then trudge up to the stage to do that whole song and dance. He doesn't give any kind of big speech, despite the crowd going crazy for him.
So it's not the whole song and dance.
I can hear a few people call out some questions, some of them directed at me. I think it's best if I don't answer them. I don't want to get tied up in my words, and I definitely don't want to get Bruce in any trouble. We make our way back to the table, and Redline looks nervous. Thankfully, the cafeteria has gone back to its normal amount of hubbub. The hubbub at Grubhub. Kind of a quick turnaround.
No shit. Last night was the most I've been hit in a fight in a few months, and they already got you going again in 2 weeks.
I thought it was supposed to be once a month.
It's not supposed to be anything. But you heard the fights for the next card, right? We're not the only ones fighting again in 2 weeks. And some of them won't be fully healed by the time next Friday comes around.
I thought the special medicine wouldn't speed that up. Bruce rolls his eyes.
Sure, but their bodies probably aren't going to be very keen on getting pumped full of meds every week.
It's be a bunch of cows on hormones, basically.
They're upping the pace fast. They're upping the pace. More fights means more sponsors and more money. You can tune a car to make it perform better, but over time, that's gonna burn through your engine. But can you tune a fish? And if these guys don't get a break to actually heal, they'll be hurt.
Things hurt when they're hurt. Red and I share a nervous glance. Are you gonna be okay? I'm not sure. I don't know how we're supposed to fool the commissioner. I heard someone slam down on a table, and all three of us whip around to find the source. Hearing sounds like that usually imply a fight is about to break out, but the usual ruckus accompanied by a fight isn't happening. I see a crowd of people surrounding one end of the table, and people cheering? You guys hear that? Yeah, it's probably nothing. Their voices are getting louder, but still no fight.
You want to check it out?
Might as well. We get up and deposit our trays, wandering closer to the commotion. Slam. Another set of cheers. The crowd is growing louder now. Cole is sitting at a table surrounded by a bunch of men, most of which are Bruce-sized except for the man across from him. It's that guy.
Hey, welcome back.
He still exists.
Until Cole's about to destroy him, I guess.
I checked the folder because I was curious. He has 2 expressions, and that's his entire folder of sprites. His folder is just called Rat. Yeah,
nice.
I was curious, partly because I was curious if he was ever going to show up again. So I was curious if he had like a wider range of expressions. So I figured based on the fact that he had 2, I'm like, I actually figured he never would.
Yeah.
Oh, that rat from a few months ago. Zander. You've been here the whole time. He's been here the whole time.
The rat's like, I've talked to you plenty of times. What, do you mentally skip over all of those things when you say nothing important happens for 2 weeks?
Point. Like Xander's like, oh, it's that guy from months ago. I'm like, what? We've all been here the whole time. I don't understand. He doesn't have object permanence on the idea that everyone's still real the whole time.
I love it.
Yeah. He and Cole are arm wrestling, with everyone else are cheering for Cole, it seems. Another slam. Cole jeers as the crowd cheers. The rat recoils, clutching his hand and wincing.
Huh. What's that? 3-0?
Yeah, it is. Can I go now?
Pussying out on me already. Bitches like you always talk a big game.
The rat grumbles under his breath. I didn't say anything.
Picking on the runts again, Cole? Thought you had better shit to do. Hey, easy, Brucey. It was in self-defense. He was trying to steal my food. What else was I supposed to do?
He tried to steal from me, so I arm wrestled him. That show.
So you opted to hold hands with him? Real cute. Nah, just teaching the little creep a lesson. Like this?
Cole lunges for the rat's hand, opting to slam it down again. He yelps out as it lands against the table and pulls away, stepping back from the table.
It's overwritten.
Yeah, it's like it's phrased strangely, and then the pronoun makes it hard to tell you who's actually. You're anticipating the idea that Bruce is gonna interrupt him again, so you're ready for Bruce. It almost, and then the he makes it sound like Cole's hand slammed into the table, and then he yelped and backed off. But I think he successfully did it to the rat.
Yeah. The expectation that I would have had is that he would slam his hand down like 2 or 3 times, and then Bruce would grab Cole's arm and then be like, "It's time to get Brucey'd."
Yeah, and like opting is a weird verb. As opposed to just, as opposed to just slamming it down. Because opting almost like reads as like
he's considering different ways to slam his hand.
Because it reads almost like he grabs his hand again, planning to slam it down, which further makes you anticipate the idea that Bruce is going to interrupt and save him. So with the second sentence increasingly just reads like Bruce stopped him, which I don't think is what happened.
All right, looks like the pussy's out. Who else wants some?
I heard people for fun.
How about you, fuckhole?
Cole jabs a finger toward Redline, who starts giggling. That's his nervous giggle, though. I step in front of him, but then Bruce steps in front of me. The rushing nesting doll of gay fighting men.
That's great. That's so funny.
Now we can reveal the sprites one by one as they fade away.
It's a stack of men. He's a bit preoccupied. You really like pushing the little guys around, yeah? Come on, man. I thought you of all people would know how fun it is. If they didn't want to get picked on, they should just prove us wrong, right?
That doesn't make any sense. That's a scenario that just benefits you.
Survival of the fittest and all.
No, weight classes exist for a reason. His lips peel into a sleazy grin. Bruce's face doesn't change.
Sure, survival of the fittest.
Bruce sits down, popping his elbow up on the table. Cole hesitates.
Come on, Bruce. You want the whole crew to watch you get bodied?
He just holds steady, glaring through Cole. His claws flex and relax slowly. Cole's taking a little bit too long to react, and the crowd is getting antsy. After enough cajoling, Cole laughs some more, shaking his arms out.
Don't go using your claws, big guy. I know you like to scratch shit up with them.
Bruce says nothing.
I seen your room, Bruce. You just drag those claws around everywhere you go?
He takes Bruce's hand in his.
And start!
Immediately, Cole's expression tightens up. His teeth grit, and his arm flexes. It looks like Bruce is squeezing his hand dangerously hard. A growl bubbles up from Cole's throat, and it looks like he's about to grip Bruce's hand just as tight, but Bruce doesn't even flinch. Like he's trying to grip it. The champ's expression is steadfast, and I can see his bicep tense in response, forcing more groans from Cole.
The fuck's your problem, man? Problem? Nah, No problem here. Why? You upset?
Bruce speaks quiet, with a bit of a gravelly snarl lying underneath. Cole, on the other hand, lets out another half growl, half whine.
Come on, Cole. You were winning just a second ago.
Their hands start to lower, with Bruce's on top. Cole lets out a desperate groan.
Easy, big guy. If you don't want to lose, just prove me wrong. Survival of the fittest, right? Fuck off.
Cole tugs his arm, but Bruce's hand keeps it in place.
Oh no, you ain't gonna quit on me like that, Cole. Come on, show me how a real man does it.
The wolf's grunts are getting louder, more desperate, more scared. Bruce, on the other hand, is letting their hands hover less than an inch from the table.
Probably should have avoided, on the other hand.
A lot of hands and so on, yeah. And also Cole is really heavy on specifically groaning.
Let's count it down together, all right? 3, 2, 1.
The little crowd gathered around joins in, cheering and laughing as Bruce lowers the backside of Cole's hand onto the table. The two break their grip, and immediately Cole pulls his back, clutching his damaged paw to his chest.
What the fuck is wrong with you? With me? With me? I just challenged a guy in my own weight class. I thought it would have been a breeze for a tough guy like you. Maybe next time think about who you're fucking with.
I thought you were stronger. I thought you were stronger. He smiles and claps Cole on the shoulder, who shunts it away. The wolf trudges out of the cafeteria, followed by a few cronies. Almost read it as crones. It's a little way of like, one, you're setting up the dynamic here with, I don't know about setting it up, but you're dealing with like how much Cole can't take what he dishes out and stuff like that. He just specifically picks on people that he knows he can beat. There's also just like a way of reinforcing the power levels of the characters, basically. Like, you're like, oh shit. Like, yeah. Oh, it's not just that Bruce is a heavyweight. He's comically strong. Like, it's a problem. Yeah. He's anime strong, and that's fucked up that anyone's supposed to fight him, let alone people that are not in his weight class. But it's always good to just reinforce those kind of things. Have like little moments that like establish how strong characters are.
No, this is good. This is great.
I was thinking about like in the background of in Beastars, for example, in season 2, like they're over the course of the season, they're like setting up the fact that Riz is going to be the villain. But before you even see that, it's just like, oh, he's also in the theater club, and you see an herbivore trying to pick up a box and struggling. Then they have like Legoshi helped them out, I think, or Bill or someone. But then they specifically have like they show like the. I don't remember. It's like the dynamic of like, I think Legoshi helps pick up the box. Like, oh wow, look at Legoshi go. But then like Legoshi arm wrestles Bill, and Bill fucking obliterates him. And then in the background, you just see like Riz just easily like one-handing entire stacks of things or some shit like that. Like, that's like you're in the background reinforcing the comparative strength of all the characters involved. And in this case, you have like, okay, Bill was the arc, the like intro arc, like mini boss, and Riz is like the season 2 finale big fight. And you're like, oh, this is an escalating level of strength here is being established early on before you even know who is an antagonist or not later on. Like, that's just like there's ways of like sneaking these in.
Yep. So like, this is probably one of the best executed scenes. And this is like what I mean by two things. When I say show don't tell, which I hate, but this is like the best place where I can use that term. And then also like integrating stuff and having it do double duty, where it's like, yeah, we're establishing the power difference between Bruce and Cole, we're also establishing a dynamic between Bruce and Cole. We're establishing a dynamic between Cole and Redline, and like kind of reinforcing that. We're showing how Bruce defends like Redline from these sorts of things. We're showing how like the crowd like Cole is becoming more popular and people are like gathering around him in a way that like doesn't really apply to Bruce anymore, because Bruce is like alone and people weren't around him like on the table and stuff like that. Like I could go, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like in the course of like 10, 15 sentence or whatever that was, like that's a ton of story that gets told. And that's kind of the mode you need to be in 100% of the time to write effectively. So that was take note. That was a really good one. It was a good execution. All right, who's next? I'll try not to break anyone's hands.
A few people cheer, but some others break off, separating to arm wrestle each other instead. Oh, we love arm wrestling. Everyone's going to do an arm wrestling tournament now. The big dragon sits down.
Yeah, and that reinforces the the other themes where like everybody who was in the crowd loved watching Cole pick on like people that are weaker than him, and then, you know, when somebody steps up, they all back off. And then you can also compare that dynamic to like how Bruce is like fighting Zander professionally, like the whole world is watching that, and like this is kind of like a mirror.
It's the thing that they're all afraid to do themselves.
Exactly. So
I think this motherfucker, a big dragon sits down across from him and they start to go at it.
Hell yeah.
Making out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Red? Red then has moved from behind to stand next to me as we watched Cole's destruction. He shifts nervously. I don't know, I might just go. His voice trails off, so I reach across his shoulder and pat him gently. How about you and me try it then? Cole called him fuckhole again in front of everyone. It might do him some good to get away from the crowd. I take him by the hand and lead him away from Bruce. We sit down at our table, but he still looks nervous. I lean in. Won't be alright, it's just you and me. His tail starts to wag. Good. Alright, you ready? My elbow pops up on the table, and Red gets a cheeky smile on his face. I don't know, Zan. Bruce wouldn't have been able to handle me, so this might be dangerous for you. See, I was going to say the exact same thing. I'll be a warm-up for you. He takes my hand. My face gets hot. That easily, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know anything about, like, professional arm wrestling? I think they have some kind of gripping rod or something. Maybe we can just hold on to the table. Zander, I never thought you would stoop to cheating. I need all the help I can against you. We laugh and his giggle trails out. It's infectious. We've been holding hands for a little bit. Maybe we should start. Ready? Yeah. And go. We both start pushing our hands down at the same time. I don't want to give it all I have right at the start. I need to pace myself. Red's also grabbing onto his edge of the table, his toned arm flexing in hopes of taking me down. He's really strong, but I've known that from how often we train. He's a menace on the mats. I have a hard time keeping up with him here. But in the battle of sheer strength, I might be able to overpower him. I turn up the gas, making sure to keep my wrists straight as our hands slowly push to the left. Fuck. To my surprise, I'm actually managing to overpower Redline ever so slightly.
Same.
To your surprise as well. I grip the table as well. The instant my grip almost slips up. Red's attempt to gain any ground back was lost, and we re-entered a stalemate. Only for a few seconds, though. Red grunts and groans, letting a few exhausted gasps escape as he tries to fight back. I tense up, hoping he'll wear himself out with every little push of extra energy. Even if he's not gaining ground, I can still hold fast and let him waste energy. Just a few more seconds. Watch him grit his teeth, then suck some air in. When I feel a break in the pressure, slam. Both of us are shocked with how loud it is, and Red winces a little before pulling his hand back. Shit, sorry. Fuck, that was awesome! His tail stopped wagging when he was focused, but now it's back in full force, even faster than before. Red shakes his hand out. I thought it would have been close, but that was a steamroll. Hey, come on, it could have been a one-time thing. I feel my face go red at the compliment. Did it ever stop? He pops an elbow up and grabs my hand again, making my face burn a little brighter. Let's go again.
Sounds like he's fucking like lighting up like a tomato at this point.
Yeah. He takes a he just keeps getting more intense every time he describes it and never reduces. Like fucking B movie, but it goes faster every time someone says B. It's like an exponential increase of redness. And that's why they call me Redline.
That's an insane reference, but I totally get it. Nice. Wow.
It takes me a moment to get ready. I wasn't expecting how intense arm wrestling is on my grip. I probably have to do... Sorry, I'm just registering the fact that I've started like 17 different meme viewings of B movie that are like one of those those jokes. I've never watched B movie.
That's fine.
Just actually watch it. All I know is that a woman is attracted to a bee sexually.
That's less fine.
Did you not know that about it? Or have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I did know that about it, but I always forget because I try to.
She just wants a little honey.
But from Jerry Seinfeld.
That's the worst part.
That's the part I can't forgive.
I'm a furry, like that's easy. But Jerry Seinfeld, what's the deal with that? I'd probably have to do a lot of training if I tried to make this a regular thing.
Yep.
I mean, it's just another form of training in itself, right? Just do it. Just do it. Rather than I do a few more matches, with me winning all of them before Bruce saunters back to the table. That's right, I'm sauntering now. I'm trying it out. I'm a saunterer now.
Oh, man. All right, who do I get to face?
Me. Him.
I thought you won your matches, then.
He did. My hand hurts.
Yeah, that'll happen. Stripes here doesn't know his own strength.
Which is why he loses. That's true. He looks proud.
Just make sure to only use it for good. Yeah. I'm just dying.
like Uncle Ben.
Yeah. I promise I will.
With great strength comes great yin responsibility. So this is further enforcing the power dynamic, or not? That means something else. The literal power dynamics in the story is that Redline took down somebody 50 pounds heavier than him while being significantly weaker than Zander. Like he cannot defeat Zander in an arm wrestling match.
It is interesting. It's a good thing to catch. I'm curious if that will come back. I hope it does.
He's just kind of a genius. He's a little fight genius. Genius.
Oh.
No promises. Bruce laughs and I glance at my phone. It's almost the end of breakfast. Not to be that guy, but it's getting late. We should probably head out.
Yeah, might be a good idea. Bucky wants you boys bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in class today.
I love this song. It's so Casio coded. It's weirdly nostalgic. Why is it so nostalgic? We leave, meandering up to get my gym clothes. Bushy-tailed? That sounds like something he'd say. From out in the outback.
Oh, the bush. The Australian bushy-tailed.
You actually sounded so much like him just now.
Maybe when I can retire and get a job pretending to be a coach.
Just like how Zander had a job pretending to get his ass kicked. There's a beat of uncomfortable silence. Sorry, too soon?
Nah, not entirely wrong either. You really did almost bust my nose last night. Doc was pretty scared for me. You should have seen him.
I did. I don't think I've ever seen you with bandages on.
Don't need them. Even before you stepped into the picture.
I know that's a lie. Yeah, I've definitely seen pictures of you all banged up.
Oh yeah? You had a kick out of seeing your old buddy all bruised and bloody?
It's sounding pretty cathartic right about now.
Shut up.
I'd say you've earned it. Maybe Bucky will let us get some free shots.
You can take them whenever you want. I'll just come around for payback whenever I feel like it.
That's not free. That's extremely costly. There will be nothing left. I made a quick stop by my room for me to change, then up to Redline's. He steps inside while Bruce and I wait in the hall. I feel like if you're in this kind of facility with this kind of like life and schedule, and you know that training comes after breakfast, that you wouldn't have breakfast clothes. You would just be wearing the training clothes already at that point.
Or bring a backpack with the clothes in it. Just a suggestion. Hey.
What's up?
About last night, how's your hand?
Fine.
Just making sure. I wasn't kidding about that diamond jaw thing. People have broken their hand on it before.
It's fine. My hands were wrapped. Is your nose okay?
No, you broke it in 8 different places and shattered all my bones and made me cry a little bit.
I think he's lying. Good.
Did I seriously?
Then we're even.
Yeah, I probably deserve that.
Another beat of silence. Now I'm not sure if he was lying or not. Got any ideas for
next fight?
Just snap your head off.
No. But it's still 2 weeks till our then, so.
Yep, that is what it says. So we'll find a way to make the commissioner think you're swinging for real.
I'm a surprisingly convincing actor, Zan. I dropped out of drama class in high school. Nice.
A theater kid. That seemed more like Red's bag.
More like musical theater, actually.
I think that's the worst lie you've told me so far.
Guess you didn't get to hear me sing.
I want to hear you sing.
Sure, just beat it out of me.
Red then immediately swings for Bruce's body, and his fist bounces off.
Boink. Oh. Oof. 1 swing per day. Better luck next time, Stripes.
Aw, come on, just a little ditty.
Gonna need a lot more than that to make me sing. Come on, let's get you little ditties to the gym.
Don't call them ditties.
That was weird.
I don't like it. Bruce accompanies us down to the gym, consistently turning down Redline's begging to hear what his singing voice sounds like. Well, if he sounds like Bird, then we have samples. We meet Bucky by the door, but these two are still bickering. You know, Bruce, this whole argument could have been avoided if you just, you know.
Wow. And now you're blaming the victim.
I think we're the victims here.
Yeah, you would be if you've ever heard me sing. Get to class, Runts.
Aw, you're not helping out today?
Ha! You think I got time for that? The champ's gotta stay huge, too. Of course, if I'm fighting you, Zan, I don't gotta do much.
Guess he's back to being a dick. You think he'd forgotten about that since we've been helping with our classes and walking everywhere with us. Actually, hey, maybe you should be worried about that? Hey, Red? What's up? Actually, Bucky, you might be able to help too. You know how Bruce acts like a dick in public, right?
Is he still doing that?
You just
He
saw.
was right here.
No, not really. I mean, a little bit, but it's definitely less aggressive. He stopped calling us names, in a mean way at least.
That's a good thing, right?
For us, sure. I like not getting made fun of. But I thought he was worried about his public image. Huh. That's right. He's been hanging out with us a lot more lately.
I guess I have noticed that too, huh? He did seem pretty eager to help out with classes, but he's been on edge since that first class. Maybe nobody's noticed?
Or maybe he just doesn't care? I mean, he stood up for me in front of Cole way back when. And today. Way back when, 20 minutes ago. That could have also just been him letting some steam out.
What?
True. It's happened twice now.
It's happened
12
twice.
times after he calls Red a fuckhole. I don't think he can be like, nah, if I had 2 nickels.
This is one of the most frustrating things, is that they just cannot fucking understand the most obvious thing, which is that Bruce is acting up. Like, they don't get it. Whatever. It's good that you two are worried for him, but I think he knows what he's doing. You really ought to be focused on your fight, Red. You got 6 days.
Hey, that's on you, Bucky. I'm right here waiting to be coached. I'm prime coaching material. Stick a fork in me. We laugh as we head inside. The other guys are already there, chatting, but a few of them turn to see us when we walk in.
All right, boys, let's get warmed up.
Shh, Zan. What's up? What kind of musicals do you think he'd be into? Bucky? He doesn't seem like the musical type. No, Bruce. Oh, I guess that's kind of a hard question. He said he was a theater kid, so that'd be high school. Something kid-friendly? That's not what high schoolers are into. Bare minimum, you've got to be like something like Rico the Genetic Opera or Sweeney Todd, or what like teenagers are like, yeah, it's dark musical, yeah.
And his thinking is weird because it's like he's conflating his, like, what he would be allowed to perform with like what his favorite musical would be, which is absolutely not the case.
Stuff you're being forced to do.
Yeah.
I don't know, Zan. We did some wild shit in theater class. Still not what your favorite musical would be. Oh yeah? Did your play have a cuss word or something? Heavens no, that'd be unthinkable. We just did sex on stage. No. We chat for a bit as one of the other classmates moves closer.
Hey.
No. Completely lost.
Public domain now.
It's Steamboat Mickey. Hi. No. Hi.
So, like, is your boyfriend not coming today?
Both Red and I exchange an uncomfortable glance. Not sure exactly.
Red, don't entertain this. I'm talking about Bruce, dumbass.
There's such a, like, omnidirectional homophobia between everyone in the entire roster. You're just like, Jesus Christ, is this high school again? It's like what it was just to be in high school. Like, we're back when, like, literally the era where, like, I think from when I was in middle school, it was like the period of time where, like, gay was just an insult, as in, like, the default word people use to describe something being lame is that, like, they're like, that's gay, like, in a way where, like, no one seemed to know what the word even meant or something. But, like, at this point, it's
you
like,
call it an insult, but it's like not. It was like an insult, but also just a descriptor. It was just an adjective, you know.
It was an anti-descriptor because it meant nothing. Because it didn't mean any of the actual definitions of the word. So you're like, what?
That was wild.
Yeah. And then but yeah, here it's like, there's enough people that just literally are gay. because that's the only way you even get a reputation like Redlines, is that a bunch of people are just up to that. But also, like, yeah, like all at once, it's like, oh yeah, you tricked him into holding hands. Like, okay, so you have Bruce, who is gay, taunting Cole for arm wrestling a twink by being like, oh, you're holding his hand, and it's like,
yeah,
okay,
it's strange.
It's like at some point it's all that so many people are saying. You're like, all right, guys. A chill runs up my spine. So they did notice. They did notice? You guys have not fucked. What do you mean they noticed? You are not doing anything gay with Bruce. He probably got tired of choking you out. How many times did you tap to him last week? Redline snickers at that, but a few other classmates step up.
Yeah, whatever. Just be careful around the yin, dude.
They also say yin. I turn to face him. The fuck's your problem?
Hey, I'm just saying, it's a good thing you don't have to share a room with him anymore. He probably would have tried some gay shit while you were asleep. Hey,
I shove the guy hard enough to force him on his ass. A small commotion breaks out, but Bucky steps in as soon as he notices.
It's a creepy fucking sentence.
Yeah.
Ugh. Mick! Take a walk. Now. Bad boy. No.
Everyone goes quiet. The lynx grumbles and stands up, baring his teeth in Bucky's face.
What the fuck? Why doesn't Alex have to walk? Because he's not the one taking pot shots, Mick. Go cool off.
My heart is pounding out of my chest. I'm not scared of these guys, but I'm scared of what they'll do to Red. I'm angry about what they've already done to him. I want to swing at him. Yeah, there's a few things. Like, one, like, there's just the general assumption that gay people just are sexual predators is just like its own thing that people constantly default to, and that's just the thing you get to deal with. Yay! But rewinding back to last session or so, with what I was thinking about at the time that never got around to voicing was that, like, to punish the people for their treatment of Red, Bucky had all of them do laps except Red, and I'm like, immediately I'm just thinking about, like,
singles them out.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about how in boot camp, collective punishment to the entire group of people over one person's failures is a way of building animosity at that person, and that social shame will make them behave differently, or at least it was supposedly practiced at some point. I don't know. I think that's what happens in Apocalypse Now, right? Is that the
Full
movie?
Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. With the
where the guy gets bullied. He gets hit with, like, a soap bar or something. He snaps and kills the
that's the "this is my rifle" thing. But that guy was engaging in collective punishment on the whole group because of that one person, and like does not go well. So my gut reference is, I'm like, Bucky, maybe don't, like, this is bad, and he should step in. But also I'm like, maybe this exact response isn't the smartest way of handling the situation.
Bucky straight up feels like a bad coach, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he's terrible at managing this class. Like, everyone's talking all the time. They
literally ignore him all the time, and picking fights and ignoring his lessons. And I'm just now registering where that he has a shop door, and I don't know where that goes.
Ooh. I was like, maybe we'll find out. It's a whole mystery. I
was like, hang on a minute, there's a rolling shop door in this building, but they don't enter or leave through a rolling shop door. So why is there... it's like another white void outside.
Hi, don't go in there. That's Bucky's private area.
It's just a giant, like, light screen pointing in, like all the fake windows. It's just a fake shop door. My heart is pounding. I already read that.
Yep.
Mickey grumbles for a second, then storms out of the gym. Bucky glares at the rest of us.
Anyone else got something to say? Warm-ups. Now.
They reluctantly get back to work. I turn to Redline. You okay? Yeah. This is getting really old. It's bullshit that they just get away with it.
Yeah, but
Bucky faces
somebody with authority could fucking do anything.
Bucky pulls us aside and lowers his voice.
You boys alright?
A little shaken up, but sure. Is anything gonna happen to him?
Well, I'll give him a write-up, but I don't know if he'll go anywhere. And hey, Zen?
Yeah.
Try not to be the one swinging first. Well, I know you are protecting Red, but if anyone else sees something like that, they're gonna get you in trouble.
So I'm just supposed to let him talk shit?
No. No! I finally got it! I finally got to do it! No!
No.
I'm on your side here. I'm just saying that other people might think that you started it, especially if they didn't hear what he was saying. I know you weren't provoking him, but maybe we can work on controlling our actions.
Me?
Yes, you, Zander. There are 8 of them and 1 of you. Even if you're picking a fight for the right reasons, you have to remember that you're only one man.
Bucky puts a hand on my shoulder.
It's very brave of you to step in for Red like that, but at the end of the day, I need you both alive, okay? I knew that a lot of people aren't as forgiving to us.
He's admitting that he's gay. Every single character with the sprite is gay. The rat is gay. The commissioner's gay. Married by.
The real mystery is who was Cole.
What?
I mean, you know?
I mean, Cole's obviously gay. He's not happy about it. Yeah, I know. He pats me on the back.
Thanks, Zander.
I'm still mad. I can feel it bubbling inside me. Take some deep breaths, in and out. Bucky's giving Redline a little pep talk. He looks tired, but not as dejected as he normally does. Maybe this is normal for him already? That's stupid. He shouldn't just accept that it's going to happen. And maybe it's good to at least be emotionally prepared for it if it does happen again. We can't control what these guys are going to say to us, but we can at least be prepared to handle it. And Bucky's right. I could take one of these guys if they piss me off, but in a group like that, I have to play it smart, play it safe.
Strike when they're not, when they least suspect it.
Mm-hmm. Right when the muscles relax, you're going for the kill.
Ah.
Kidney strike. For both our sakes. Class goes on, with Bucky giving Redline a little more attention, given that his fight is coming up in a few days. He is, understandably, splayed out on the mats, completely exhausted. The rest of the men are already chatting idly, shuffling their way out of class. Bucky approaches.
Alright, ready for our one-on-one?
Yeah, just a second. Bucky laughs and sits next to us.
I'm kidding. You got put to the ringer plenty already. Plus, I need you in good shape for this weekend.
So, you're pussing out on me.
Ooh.
That
sounds like Cole.
Yeah. Bucky takes a breath in, then out.
Interesting. The second you get out of that ring, I'm flattening every bone in your body.
They let out some laughs while I stretch. It took me a while to appreciate a good stretch, but after a workout, it's a lifesaver. The rest of the men have filed out of the gym. It's just me, Red, and Bucky.
Bye, Bucky.
Yeah, bye. Redline also rolls over, rearing back and placing his hands forward, stretching out his back. Then he leans forward, lifting his head and chest off the ground to stretch it upward. After lingering there for a few seconds, he grunts and lifts his feet off the ground.
Whoa.
Redline lifts up into a perfect handstand, bouncing quietly as he breathes. What the fuck? Huh? Oh, did I not show you this one? I've been here for months and I've never seen you do this once. Yeah,
Zander, Zander, don't do this to me right now, man.
This is the struggle where I'm like, you don't know if you love him, Zander? Like, you don't even take an interest in what he does. It's just like, the scenes where he feels for Redline don't have to change. It's the stuff leading up to that doesn't, like, pull its weight, where you're like, what? Like, essentially, it feels like he had that dream about Redline carrying him. That was very good, but then it's like, that did all the character development instantly. And you're like, and then that's when he loses Redline at the same day, and they're no longer together, and I'm like, okay, they needed to warm up to each other a lot more the last few weeks, maybe in one of those time skips.
I mean, I'm gonna, at some point, dive into, like, the codependent relationship dynamic stuff, but that's gonna take forever, so I've just been kind of leaving it, but, like, that's a big part of it. You used to show that off in class all the time. What happened? Too special to show out for your roommate?
Not like there was any space in our room to do it. It's not that hard to do. He says this as his arms slowly lower, then fully extend back upward. He's not even shaking as he does this, perfectly controlled muscles. Where will this modesty come from?
Oh my god.
I've never done a handstand. Never? Not like this, not while doing push-ups.
Finally, an excuse for not teaching you guys cartwheel kicks.
I don't know what the cartwheel kick meme is. It keeps coming up. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything to me. Redline rolls forward, hopping to his feet gracefully. He extends a paw down to me. Here, I'll help you.
I would honestly rather see movement in fights described using terms like cartwheel kick and haymaker than, like, I place my hand on his like shoulder and use my other hand to. I would love if it was just like I give him a cartwheel kick, because I can just look at that and then I can feel it in myself.
Just call out names. At some point, it's just supposed to feel like a shonen. Then
it's fucking fine.
You can start making new ones up. Sure.
To save the intense descriptions for things that are special, but otherwise, just, you know, say.
Well, I think, to be fair, a story about fighting, I think that's supposed to be what's special.
Yeah, all right.
It just gets, it gets elaborate in a way where you're like, maybe we have ADHD.
Maybe.
I reach a hand up to Red, but he goes down and grabs my ankles.
Ooh.
Lay on your front. I do so, almost going limp as, as Redline lifts my legs up over my head. My hands flatten against the mat, almost like I'm doing a push-up, but backwards? In just a few seconds, my legs are held straight upward, with my arms fully extended down against the floor. My balance is normally fine, but not so much when I'm upside down like this. I feel wobbly already. Gonna let go now, okay? Sure. His grip is removed, and I'm doing a free handstand. For a few seconds, at least. I start to lean forward, and then my immediate instinct is to take a step backward. Redline grabs my ankles again and laughs, keeping me upright. Yeah, like your reflex is to use your feet to fix it, and you're like, no.
That's interesting. I've never done something like that either, but I wouldn't think that would happen, but that totally makes sense.
It's like when if your balance is tilting, your reflex is to use your legs to fix it, and the idea of fixing it with your hands is strange.
Yeah, neat, cool.
It takes some getting used to. You want to try walking on your hands too? That seems to get him excited, all the blood rushing to my head. I can't help but let out a grunt. You can't just say all the blood rushing anywhere right after you said that got him excited.
It's awesome.
Sure. Okay. So just lift your hand and set it down in front of you. I follow along. It's tricky trying to get my motor skills flipped around like this. This is a Redline bonding moment, but I'm worried it's going to be excuse to have a Zander injury moment in the week before his fight. So I'm like,
that would Oh man,
That
I hope that
backfires
doesn't
so
happen.
bad.
But the music's too happy. You can't get injured when the music is this Casio.
This is the perfect time to have Casio music, because then you have the Casio music stop the moment the bad thing happens.
Yeah, you hit that like orchestral like sound.
Yeah, you hit him with the Mountain King, and then you just cut to silence.
Yeah, I get it. It totally could work.
I used the cut to silence trick like 7 times in my game. Just kept doing it.
If it works, it works.
Still, Redline walks me in a straight line for a few seconds. It's an interesting experience.
What in the hell are you two doing?
Handstand! I guess Bruce came into the room. I grunt back as an attempt to answer.
Bullshit. You, Red, are walking on your feet.
I'm helping Zander. He's never done one before, can you believe that?
Absolutely. Neither have I. Then it sounds like you've come to the right place.
My head is starting to hurt from all of this pressure. Hey, Red, I think I'm good now. Sure, nice work. You'll be a natural in no time. Was totally paying attention. He sets my legs down and I take a few seconds to just lay there. I don't think I like being upside down like that.
All right. Yep, champ.
Come on, it's your turn to do one. He laughs.
I don't think that's a great idea. I'll put a hole through the floor when I fall.
You won't fall, we'll catch you. There'll be holes in us.
I'll put you through the floor too.
Zander will help.
I don't need help putting you through the floor, Stripes.
I roll over and sit up. Come on, I did one. I figured the champ would have more balls than a rookie.
Honestly, if Zander does get injured doing this because Bruce falls on him, that would be a very interesting thing. I don't quite know what to make of it, but it would be kind of neat. Yeah.
Bruce takes a second, then scoffs as he starts stomping towards us.
Don't know about that, but if you're so eager to get turned into a crater, I might as well indulge you.
Yamcha. French. He gets down on all fours on the mat.
Okay, make your magic happen.
Red grabs Bruce's ankles and tries to lift. Okay, so just... Can you maybe just roll forward like a somersault?
Hup.
His legs shoot forward and immediately Red has to reposition to get him from actually somersaulting forward.
I'm just picturing that like catapults Red across the room.
Yeet!
The yeet yeet.
Yeet. Like one of those cursed contractions. That's just like
it's awful.
Like yeetent, yeet. E-Y-E-E-N apostrophe T. A little help, Zander? I grunt and get up to my feet, grabbing one ankle as Red grabs the other. He slowly lifts the legs into the air.
Little help. Because you're short.
There's a growl in his voice, but not the aggressive kind. Or I could just drop you.
Don't.
I don't think I've heard his voice squeak like that before. He's breathing a little heavy, slow but shaky. Alright, big guy, we got your legs. Just push up all the way with your arms. It takes a second, but Bruce fully lifts himself all the way up with both arms. He's really tall already, and with his arms fully extended, both Redline and I are grabbing onto his thighs to keep him steady. You're shaking a lot.
I know that.
Are you scared?
No. 300 pounds is a lot to hold up this high.
Yeah, and you're like 8 feet tall.
7. Or
the arms,
7. I don't know.
The arms is like 8 now.
Yeah.
Well, when your arms are extended like this, we're gonna let go of your legs now, okay?
Fine.
I don't even like I like you or anything. So that look always makes me think that.
It's a little cute.
Red and I very slowly release our grip, and he's already off balance. He starts to lean forward, but puts a hand out to keep himself stable. We try to get a hold of his legs, but he keeps walking forward on his hands. He managed to get 2-3 steps away before... There it is, the music's cut out. I called it. I know this trick. Bruce collapses forward, splaying out on the mat, face up. Oh shit, that sounded like it hurt.
Nope, just 300 pounds dropping almost 10 feet onto the ground. On his back.
Oh, so you're fine.
Give me a minute and I'll show you 140 pounds dropping from 20 feet.
He takes his hands and, we take his hands and help him up to his feet. Want to try again?
I think I'll pass, actually, but thanks.
You okay?
Know what? I might be too injured for our next fight. Oh! Hey, maybe that can solve our problem. Either one of you guys want to try breaking my leg? Bruce, going too far. Let's roll it back to the first idea you had.
Anyone want to try a felony? No, thanks.
Smart answer.
He ruffles Redline's hair.
Let's get out of here. Get you tomorrow, coach. You know it. Reed and I got a lot of work this week. And I'm going to pretend I didn't see a little gymnastics attempt there.
I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend so I don't have to write you up for trying to do handstands in the gym. Damn.
Only Redline is allowed to show off that maneuver.
Everyone else gets a red card.
I just laughed at my own joke.
In character, who I am. Me. This is my Bucky voice when I'm doing a Bucky voice as Bucky.
Coach, are you okay? You're bouncing between two very different sounding voices. Also very smart.
We stand still and the room moves.
That's really what it felt like. He teleported.
We say our goodbyes to Bucky and wander out of the gym. Don't let that guy get you down, big guy. You can come back and practice tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm back, fuckers. I spot Cole stepping out of the gym next door. I guess he spots Bruce, and Bruce must see him too, given his sudden silence. We're all in a hallway. You can just assume people see each other. It's like you hear a bunch of aggro noises playing individually, like in Final Fantasy 14, and all the arrows pointing at everybody. That guy sees that guy. That guy sees that guy. Cole glares at the three of us, then starts walking the other way.
I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon. But hey, thanks for trying to break my spine, Stripes.
He chuckles and pats Redline on the back.
You gotta make sure you're ready for your fight this weekend, alright? Please stop mentioning the fight this weekend. Everyone's bringing it up, and it's really starting to get on my nerves. No more handstands.
Please, I've been doing those for years. I could win the fight walking on my hands. He paused for a second. Hey, maybe I should try that. No, you won't.
No.
That would be a bad idea. The week goes by fast. Almost like, well, for them it did. For you, you're going to have to wait a real week. For roleplay purposes. It's immersive. But
you get to be Zander.
Yeah. Imagine being Zander, waiting next week for Redline's fight. Have we mentioned Redline's fight next week? Any day now. God. Be sure to wait a week. If you're watching this playthrough after it's already out and you've been binging it, you have to wait a week before watching the next episode to get full credit. It's immersive. Immersion. Gamers like immersion, right? That's like the word you guys like. I'm jangling the immersion keys in front of your face. Anyway, bye.
Bye.